All right, take two. See if the batteries hold up. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen and non-binaries, interplanetary, intergalactic time travels, as you see fit to call yourselves. I am Oliver. I salute you. Today is 10/26/2022. We are in 15 days to flatten the Democratic curve till the general election. And I want to go through, if the batteries will allow me, the battery gods will allow me, I wanted to go through the Oregon ballot here. Try not to take longer than 20 minutes. Might be 30, but I'll try to get it together. 1:26 p.m. So go through the quick text and then obviously throw in my opinion, right? So I've never felt more dire need for people to vote and to vote against the elite capture, which in large part is Democrat Party operatives who are being controlled by globalists. Elite capture. That's the phrase I've been hearing, and I think I might start using it because it's very significant and straight to the point. So before I get in and dive in and do a little bit of this, I'll talk in all the variables. I want to do all Lucidflow EPs. This is, I'll post it in the show notes. 11 years ago. This one's under Dub Techno. Not really, but and I'll hold up a couple of things that has been mailed to me. I'm kind of surprised I didn't get a bunch more mailers, but they are expensive. But it's a general election. I don't know. Maybe they know I'm with the Pacific Green, which is really I'm an independent. Very, very disappointed in the state. We've had some Democrat operatives come in and corrupt us, just like we've seen all across the country. The National Green Party is completely and totally sold out and corrupted, unfortunately. So, but the states are the backbone of the National Federation. It's not the other way around. And a lot of those goofs calling themselves communists, Marxists, socialists, dipshits, you know. You ever hear them call themselves dipshits? They should, really. But they, oh, the cat's knocking the camera. She's jorting around. Anyway, let's listen to this. Put you in a good headspace. It helps me paint, create, unwind. You know, pour yourself a drink or whatever. But so I got this gal, doctor. You see that? She wants to be the chair. Multnomah County. Totally clueless. This one came. Sent in the mail. It's kind of weird. That look like technocracy. I mean, what is that? It's a virtual reality. I don't know, but I do support this one. Major 26228. It's huge. Ranked choice voting with multi-seat, which makes it proportional representation. Never been done in the country, ever, for a city council. Huge. We're going to make international news, I tell you. And look at this pretty lady. Here's her fam. I hope that's not blurry. I have no idea if you can see it or not. Drazon. She is beautiful. Look at that. She's going to make history. This pretty lady is going to make history. First Republican governor in over 40 years. You got to go all the way back to Tom McCall. Tom McCall did wonderful things for protecting the environment. They named Waterfront Park downtown along the river after Tom McCall. Tom McCall fought to Keep Oregon beaches public. That's why tourists, you come to Oregon, you can put your toes in the sand. The Republican that did that. We're going to have to elect a Republican to do cool stuff like that again. Elite Capture Tina, Tent City Tina, whatever you want to call her. She is so entitled. This is her. She's stunned. She's stunned. You can't vote for her. Why aren't you voting for her? Why isn't she ahead by 50 points? Remember when Secretary Clinton? That's who Tina reminds me of. She's just like, well, why aren't I ahead by 50 points? This is Portland, Oregon. Shut your pie hole. Go home. Goodbye, Tina. We're done with you. Big Pharma tool. Fought when she was Speaker of the House down in Salem. She fought to protect Big Pharma. You couldn't talk bad on the House floor. That's what she was saying. That tells you who's controlling her. Look at her BFF, Governor Brown. Look at the people that are handling her and controlling her. Look what they did to our kids, closing the schools. Look what they're doing now, mandating experimental jabs on our students and our children, our nurses, our firefighters, our police. Shame on you, Portland. Shame on you, Oregon. Court case in New York, they're now having to compensate everybody that they forced jabs on. So this is playing all those 2-minute samplers, which is fun. This guy, Rene Gonzalez. Do you see that? I hope that's his wife. If that's not his wife, man, he is busted. It's a new path forward. My one-liner for him was a new way with Rene. He's all right. He's probably an old-school Democrat. I don't like that. City council supposed to be nonpartisan. You better act like it's nonpartisan, sir. But much better than the anarcho-communist who stood on the steps of the federal courthouse, Mark Hatfield's 2020, the great summer of love. You remember the several months when the Democrats unleashed their anarcho-communist comrades, homicidal, sociopathic rioters all across the country, shot and killed hundreds of people, dozens of officers dead, assassinated, because all cops are bad. Defund the police, abolish the police, kill the police was the tags in Portland. Kill the police, kill cops, kill white babies was the tag up by the Oregon Historical Society. Kill white babies? What the fuck? It's a hell of a campaign slogan for you, Tina. She's still pushing killing babies. Did you notice that? So I think that's all the. Like I said, I only got a couple of things mailed to me, and just for the record, this door hanger, I ran into her. I saw her get out of her vehicle with a girlfriend, and recognized her, and she was going over to the Portland Mercado. That's food trucks and delicious food over there. Actually, a really cool operation. But I saw her over there, and sure enough, she was having a campaign event. Looked like there was like a dozen, looked like donors. And I asked a couple of them. They were from other parts of Portland. They weren't from this neighborhood, so it was kind of an interesting thing. But totally clueless. I could have really got her. I really could have done a gotcha moment. I could have pulled out the camera. I thought about it. I considered it. I didn't. I was respectful. I didn't do the cameras in her face. I didn't do the gotcha questions. I asked her quietly in front of a couple people, why did you say on a hot mic, I heard you, doctor. She said her patients were coming into the emergency room. She's an emergency room doctor, apparently. I guess. Something to do with OHSU. Not a good thing in my book. Why did you say that the wood smoke was driving your customers / patients into the emergency room? She said, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. No. Okay, well, what did you ban wood smoke for in Multnomah County? How are the families going They can't afford oil, can't afford gas after all the national Democrat moratoriums and sanctions and World War III, the greatest suppliers of oil and gas, and you stopped all of our domestic. We had energy independence with the Orange Man. Orange Man bad. Orange Man was good with energy independence. $1.80 a gallon. 18 months ago. You guys fucked that up at 18 months. That's why there's a red tsunami coming. That's why we have a red wave. That's why a huge part, even though Drazen is not a MAGA girl, nobody's pitching for her. Which in my book I would actually like her better for that, because MAGA to me means let's do America first, which is let's do Oregon first, right? So we'll see what happens. But Drazen, my one-liner is I smell victory. I smell Dream Angel by Victoria's Secret. Dream Angel. God, have you ever smelled that? I haven't smelled it in years, but I had a special lady friend that wore Dream Angel and drove me nuts. Amazing fragrance. But I smell Dream Angel Victory. Drazen. Instead of Old Spice and menthol sports cream. That's the other two. You could figure that one out. But, so let's see here real quick. There's a couple of things. Guess I'll go through the couple of candidates real quick. This is kind of cool. I don't know if this is coming through. I'm not sure if that's blurry or not. I'll see when I do the quick little read through on the edit. But U.S. senators. This is the voters pamphlet, if you didn't notice. Jo Ray Perkins, a Republican. I like her. I think she ran against Merkley. They were trashing her, saying she was into QAnon and, oh, she's a crazy conspiracy girl. Those are all pluses in our book. Dan with the Pacific Green, got a lot of respect for him. He's been beat up by these man-hater Democrats that took over with the Women's Caucus. Which was like, I don't even want to get into it, but he's got integrity. If you're an independent, he's pretty good on some things. Ron Wyden needs to go. Ron Wyden has got mental health problems, neurological problems. He's good at pretending that he's okay. He's not. And we've had enough of you, Ron. Goodbye, Ron. You're fired, Ron. Goodbye. And Chris Henry. We've never been able to get rid of Ron for decades. Chris Henry, he looks like a tough guy there, and he's a truck driver. I like him. I know him personally. He's ran for like 600 different offices for 25 years. He's run for everything, and that's kind of what he does. But he's a truck driver, and truck drivers are pretty cool. But so then you got Susan Bonamici. Goodbye, Suzanne. I hope we can get rid of you. Goodbye, Earl the Pearl. There's nobody running against her. At least not that's in the voters pamphlet. I'm in the 3rd district, which is Earl Blumenauer, U.S. Rep. This is U.S. Representatives. Joanne Harbor, the Republican. That's who I would encourage you to vote for. The concept is we're getting rid of the elite capture of Oregon. The Democratic elite capture. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's the idea. All the way down the ticket. Anybody but the Democrat elite capture. No more elitists. Bye-bye. You've been posing with pictures? Tren Tom or Tan, what is it here? There's nobody in Confam. State Representative, 46th District. That's what I am in here in the Arleta, Mount Scott area. 46th District, Confam. You know what? I wouldn't have had a beef with you if I didn't see you standing with Jeff Merkley, standing with Elizabeth Warren, who pretended for 2 decades she was Native American, and she's not? Fucking sick. Bye-bye. There's a Republican running against her. His picture's not in here, but I saw him on my ballot. Voted for him. And then here's Tu Tran. I don't know too much about her, but I do love the Vietnamese community in Portland. I've rented several industrial commercial spaces and properties from Vietnamese property owners in Portland, and they're wonderful. Here's Hoa Nguyen in the 48th District. She looks gorgeous. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about them. I do know she's got Democrat, working families, and independent. What I want to say is working families is a total sham operation. This is a third party that's pretending to be a third party that's not a third party. It's a scam. So anytime you see working families that's been endorsed candidate, know that that candidate is elite captured via the Democrat apparatus, the octopus, the squid arms, if you will. Whoosh. Can you see that? Whoosh. The squid arm of the elite captured. Fuck working families party. This is Zach Hudson. Sorry, Zach. Fuck you. You're gone. Democrat, independent, working families. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Go with Randy Lauer. That's my recommendation. So all the way through there, Amelia Salvador. Wow, she looks gorgeous. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know anything about her. Commercial real estate. Wow. Hey, I could go to work for her, man. I've got a certificate in real estate, property management. I was going for a broker's license. Call me. Or maybe I'll call you. Darcy Long. Darcy Long, again, Democrat, independent, working families. Anytime you see working families, it's a red flag. It's an indicator. Hi, I'm captured and I'm fake. I'm like baloney. You don't want me on your white bread sandwich. Something like that. So let's just go through here, blast through here. There's you kind of go through here and see what applies. So here's Sharon. That's who I saw over at the Portland Mercado. I want to like her, but she's not genuine. Anybody that's going to ban wood smoke and say that wood smoke from your fireplace is sending you into the emergency room is either suffering from a brain injury or completely delusional or just flat out gaslighting. I'm tired of being gaslit. Us voters in Oregon and across this country are tired of you gaslighters. Stop gaslighting us. Stop telling us what we know isn't true is true. F you guys, man. But if it comes down to it, there's only two to choose from. You got this gal who is also seated and also thinks wood smoke is sending you into the emergency room. Fucking. Neither one of them knows anything about bunker fuel. They have no idea what those cargo ships that are poisoning us. Each one cargo ship is equivalent to millions of cars because the cars have so much emission control. This bunker fuel is nasty shit. They have to preheat it, pre-burn it to even burn it to use it. It's so thick and crappy. And it's black, and it goes up, it juices up the clouds, it intensifies our weather. It's carbon. It's horrible. And we've got to address that. You don't come for people's cars. You're just trying to sell overpriced electric cars where the batteries need to be replaced and cost anywhere to $15,000 to $20,000 to replace them. More than an electric car. I could buy 5 used trucks for $15,000 that run fine, that are not electric. That's not the problem. The fossil fuel issue. We need energy independence or people are going to die. What they're doing in Europe right now, we're looking at probably 100 million people are going to die through the lack of food and starvation, through the lack of energy going into winter. Mark my words, they're probably going to keep it from us. They're probably going to try to keep it out of the media. But we're talking about tens of millions of people that are families that can't afford to eat. They're already being threatened with energy blackouts. Why? Energy blackouts in winter? They're threatening Northeast America with blackouts in winter. Why? Why? We had $1.80 a gallon 18 months ago on all the... We didn't need to grovel and beg on our knees to Saudi Arabians that behead women for driving a car. They behead people in the public square in Saudi Arabia. That's an ally? That's an ally and Putin's a bad guy? Putin ain't beheading women in any public square. You dipshits. So you got City of Gresham. That's way out further. I have no idea. I do like this gal's look. But, again, she's probably legislative aid. There you go. She's totally captured. But she's got that look. Lake Oswego. There's Renee. And there's Renee, and then there's Joanne Hardesty. You see her? You see Joanne Hardesty? Where's Joanne Hardesty? She didn't submit a picture? Why wouldn't Joanne Hardesty? Why wouldn't you, if you were a serious candidate, 4 years collecting $10,000, $12,000 a month, $120,000 salary? Where'd all the money go, Joe, man? Where'd that money go? It went somewhere, didn't it? Still renting a house? $100,000 a year and you haven't bought any property? What the fuck? I'd have a couple houses and a boat and still be doing good. Of course, I'm not gambling or whatever else you're doing. But there's Renee. What I like about Renee, if I didn't say it before, it is said here, is that Renee Gonzalez is a fifth-generation Portlander who will bring Portland back together. Fifth generation? Are you telling me the dude? Beautiful wife, by the way. Nice work. 5 generations? That is so important with these local politics when your process of voting. Stop voting with people that have just dropped out of Ukraine Nazis funders. There was a dipshit Vlad trying to run for city council. Almost got in. Almost beat Renee. Renee beat him. Narrow margins. They split it 3-way. It was like 30% somewhere. And Joanne, horrible ratings, forced into a runoff. Now, what's interesting about being forced into a runoff is that this is the greatest pitch for people that get elected, is that you don't have runoffs anymore with ranked choice voting. Instant runoff voting means you no longer have runoffs into the general election. There's one election and the general election at the end. So you don't have this runoff, and you don't have that. You don't have to be drawn out. That saves money. It saves time. The seated, the political, with the seated in with the power, they can focus on the community because the community's real pissed off and they're real loud and they got pitchforks and it's scary. It's scary. Well, they got more than pitchforks and they're killing each other. But no photos submitted? Oh, fuck. Goodbye, Joanne. I'm sorry. I think I helped your campaign 4 years ago. I did video for you. I think my daughter and I marched in the Gay Pride Parade 4 years ago, or maybe 4.5, for you. For you. I ain't a racist calling you out for the last 18 months because I helped get your ass in there. And you disrespected us. You called the neighborhood associations racist. Racist. We're not racist. F you. F anybody that calls us a racist. Then there's East Multnomah County Water. Jasmine Zimmer Stuckey. Very, very attractive. Very cute gal. Or at least I think she is. You know. She had, I think she was buddies. Somebody backed her that I liked. Joe Rossi. Rossi Farms. I like the Rossi family. There was, I can't remember her name, there was a blonde Rossi that was running for water and soil. Super gorgeous, but she's in the family, and I was talking with her out there. Rossi Farms is like right on the edge of Park Rose, 122nd. They've been there forever. They sold a huge chunk of the farm for Park Rose Middle School. I think they got millions and millions. I don't think they have to farm anymore, to be honest. They sold all that land on the back end to the Park Rose. This guy, Brian W. Lightcap. I mean, come on, bro. You see that? Dude, I'm sure he's cool, but retired from U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. That's sort of a red flag. I don't know. Jesus, man. Water and soil conservation. All right, so then it's going into the measures. And so I'll go into those real quick here. And full text, the ballot titles. Not going to do that to you. I'm not going to read all these. Can you see that? I can hardly even see it. The print is so damn small. But wait, there's a second page. Oh my God. But this came in my ballot, and which I filled out, and that's. I guess I'm not supposed to show you I'm not supposed to show you my ballot. Somebody said it was illegal, but I can recommend. I'm a little. It's a little odd, these election laws. So state measures referred to the people by the Legislative Assembly. 111, measure 111. Is that what they're calling it? 111 and then 112. Amends Constitution, state must ensure affordable health care access balanced against requirement to fund schools and other essential services. Result of yes vote requires state to ensure affordable health care access. State must balance health care funding against funding for schools. So that's very confusing. I'm sure that was intentionally done. I don't like it. I'm pissed off at the school districts for what you did to our children, including the damage to my daughter, yanking her out of class, and all of her classmates. They couldn't even communicate. They couldn't exchange phone numbers. She lost some of her best friends in the 3rd grade when you fucks did that. Unacceptable. And the school district isn't doing any apologies. In fact, none of the Democrats are doing any apologies for what they did with the medical martial law. None. None of them were apologizing for saying, oh, we were pushing for 2020, we were pushing experimental medical, experimental jabs is what I call them, because they're not technically vaccines. Now, can't get into that too much because YouTube will strike me, and I think Facebook shadow bans me, but I think they'll let me say that. They used to. Well, briefly, it was hit or miss. I don't know. Ha. We can't even discuss our thoughts anymore. I can't even point out that these mRNA jabs are not vaccines. It's gene therapy. They have no corona mitigation in them at all. And one child with myocarditis, one problem is too many. We're looking at thousands, if not tens of thousands. The adverse reactions from VARS, CDC's own website. Here I go. I'm talking about it, and I'm not supposed to be talking about it. Check out the CDC's website. Their own VARS data shows way too much adverse reactions. And look at all the people that are sick right now. 1,000 children in Virginia. RSV. Have you gotten your booster for the RSV? You didn't get your booster for the RSV? Oh yeah, it's because there is no vaccine for RSV. Well, why all the kids got that now after you boosted them and juiced them up? Why are they all sick as hell and there's with things that they can't get any boosters for? There is no vaccines for it. Boy, I don't know. Talk to your doctor and then talk to another doctor that tells you the truth. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm not giving you medical advice. I honestly would probably vote no on this. State must ensure affordable health care access. Okay, that sounds great. Balanced against requirement to fund schools? I don't know. It goes into a summary. I'm not even going to fucking read it. I don't like it at all. Amends Constitution, removes language allowing slavery and involuntary servitude as punishment for crime. You heard that. 1112. We still have on the Oregon books language referring to slavery and involuntary servitude? Gonna vote yes on that one. Let's remove that. Okay? Okay. 113, amends Constitution. Legislators with 10 unexcused absences from floor sessions disqualified from holding next term of office. I'm voting no. A resulted yes says votes disqualifies legislators with 10 unexcused absences. No, you're not going to go against the voters. Okay? You're not going to go against voters. I know exactly why they did this. This is because there was a walkout. There was a conservative walkout, Republican walkout, and if I remember right, they fled, or some of them traveled into Idaho, which I love Idaho. I used to flee into Idaho every summer for 3 months, part of the divorce decree between mom and dad. But I got to hike and backpack all along the panhandle. Idaho's beautiful. Idaho's really fucking beautiful, especially the north. That's where I was at. So I got no problems with you guys going to Idaho. I do have issues with Idaho wanting to gobble up eastern Oregon. I don't like that. Let's not do that. You guys, and there's a whole bunch of Eastern Oregon says, fuck you guys over here in Western Oregon. Fuck you, Portland is what they're saying. They're actually voting yes. I think there's a vote for it now in the general election to do it again. To leave Oregon and join Idaho. I encourage Idaho to come join Oregon. We need farmers. We need conservatives and we need farmers. We need you guys to farm food, okay? And we got to figure out and supply the water supply for you. We can do that. I don't know why Jeff Merkley hasn't done it. I don't know why Ron Wyden hasn't done it for 20 plus years in fucking office and power and got his grubby paws all over that federal millions. The fuck you guys haven't solved the water supply for farmers and the tribes down south? I told you my idea over and over again. We need a desalination center. We don't need to have liquefied natural gas run across our forests and into a port to export into wherever the fuck you guys are exporting. We need that fuel right here. We don't need the lines. We don't need the LNG pipelines. What we need is a water line. We need a desalination center. Let's do it right where the fuck you want to export LNG. Jordan Cove. Right there. Let's put people to work building it. Water pipeline going from the ocean to desalination center. I know these environmentalists got their panties in a bunch saying, what are you going to do with the salt water? Oh boy, there's lots of salt when you desalinate. Shut the fuck up. Okay, I hear you guys down there filing court suits in California. Filing lawsuits to stop desalination. And the dipshit Gavin Newsom, of all the fucked up shit that guy's done down there, he's got one good idea I agree with. Desalination. Desalination so we can grow the crops in California and feed the country, if not feed at least the Pacific Northwest and West Coast. 60 million people down in California, pretty hungry. Pretty hungry down there. Those guys can eat. 113. No. Fuck you. You're not going to go the voters. The voters say they don't like you missed all those days, then the voters can deal with it. You ain't got no fucking more power, Democrats. You can fuck off. 114. Requires permit to acquire firearms. Police maintain permit firearm database. So you want to... Now you're coming for the guns? 20, 30 years? Nobody's ever came for the guns here in Oregon. Now you're coming for the guns? This is exactly why you Democrats going to lose your ass. No, you don't come for our guns. We need that for self-defense. You've hacked and driven all the police out. You've attacked the police. You've assassinated the police. You tried burning the police alive in their own buildings in 2020 here in Portland multiple times. You attempted to blow up the federal courthouse in downtown Portland. Yeah, I remember. We got it on video, you jackasses. We need firearms for our self-defense because you guys are out of your fucking minds. Vote no on 114. You ain't gun grabbing in Oregon. That's going to cost you the governor's mansion, along with a whole bunch of other shit. Multnomah County, 26230, amends the charter. Replaces gender binary pronouns with gender-neutral terms. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Question: should county's charter be amended to replace gender binary pronouns, including he, she, his, and her, with gender-neutral terms? Oh boy. The existing county chapter uses gender binary pronouns. So they're going to affect the sheriff. You know what? I don't like the identity politics. I don't actually have a huge problem with whatever you guys want to do on private level. I don't like mandating. I don't like this one. I'm going to vote no because I don't like the identity politics and the control, top-down, man-hating lunacy. Somehow smashing the patriarch, all white guys are racist and need to be killed. Fuck you. If there was any other different circumstances, I may not get too banana shape on that. I'll see how the voters on that one. That'll clearly probably pass in Portland. See what well, that's Multnomah County. I'm sorry. That one will probably pass. That's just Multnomah County. That's not statewide. Sorry, my bad. So 26231 amends the charter, voting rights to be extended as legally allowed. Question: should charter require county to extend the right to vote, including to non-citizens? Non-citizens are going to be sent out a ballot. Now, wouldn't that open up a lot of room, a lot of wiggle room for fraud, for people that they don't even have an ID and they're not a citizen of America or Oregon? It sure seems like it's going to open up more fraud. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I think we should. I like refugees. I like migrants when they do it the legal way. I love them. Open arms. Openly embrace you. Welcome to Oregon. You've done it the right way. Okay? And I'll stand with you to fight against hate. Anybody fucks with you, you let me know. I'm going to come for them and I'll knock their teeth out if they're fucking with you. Okay? But you've got to do it the right way. You got to do it the right legal way. That's how we vet and we keep things secure. Right now, we have massive fentanyl killing my daughter's age friends. Okay? Teens are dying because of Governor Brown. The Democrats are killing teens in Oregon and all across this country. 200,000 people dead from overdose from fentanyl because the Democrats don't give a flying fuck about the border. Now, that's fucked up. I'm sorry. Now I'm cursing. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. That's the truth. Not to mention the human trafficking. Okay? We need legitimate vetting systems, and we warmly embrace. That's also the psychological of being integrated into the community. You're going to have a lot more welcome reception if it's done the proper way and the numbers are kept down with vetting and screening. I think it helps all around. There's a psychological dynamics to that. I'm sorry. If you're not a citizen, you shouldn't be deciding who's going to be tyrants and rule over us and harm us with policies in Oregon or the country. Sorry. If that gets you all upset, I'm voting no. 26232. Amends charter. County officials elected using ranked choice voting, runoff elections eliminated. This is amazing. This is going way under the radar. All I've ever heard all year round is, for the last year, is the city charter recommendation and the city charter on the ballot to put ranked choice voting on the city of Portland. This is the county. So they're going to do the same thing with the county. I love ranked choice. Well, ranked choice voting is pretty cool. I like instant runoff voting, and I was on the board of STAR, which is instant runoff voting. STAR is STAR. SCORE, I like SCORE better than automatic runoff. STAR. SCORE, then automatic runoff. SCORE, 5 stars, it broadens the voice. I think it does a better job of electing people better. How do I want to say that? So with ranking, you're simply doing 1, 2, 3. Who's your first pick? and who's your second. If the first pick doesn't have a majority of the people's voices and thumbs up and nod and election ballots, then you go into the second. And it eliminates the runoff. So they just tally it. They go into the second. If they need, they'll even go into the third pick. So that's ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting is instant runoff voting. And then instant runoff voting also is a form with star. It's a better form, but it's okay. Vote yes. Vote yes on the county level. Hell yes. I haven't heard any opposition on the county level using ranked choice voting for sheriff and the county. This little runoff here with the county chair, with the doctor that I saw over at the Portland Mercado across the street. It would have already been decided. They wouldn't be campaigning through this year. They wouldn't have to be doing fundraising. They wouldn't have to be doing all that. They could do their friggin' job and what they're supposed to be doing on the county level. I don't think they're doing a very good job at all. That 5 ladies, there's not a single man's voice. Not one. Multnomah County Commissioners. Why is that? Why is that? Are we looking at identity politics gone wrong? I think so. I think so. We shouldn't be electing people because of their identity. For whatever reason the demographic is. We should be electing them for their qualifications and the fact that they're not with the World Economic Forum. There should be a screening of everybody. I want you local. I don't want you connected to Democrats on the national. I don't want you connected to the Democrats who are being controlled by the World Economic Forum. Right? Right. 26233, amends charter annual jail inspections by commissioners and volunteers. Now, I haven't heard too much discussion about this question. Should charter require county commissioners with selected volunteers? I'd like to be a volunteer and go in there. Pick me. I want to go in there. And I want to inspect that motherfucker. Inspect county jails annually with interviews, record view, unannounced access, public reports. Yes! Let's crack it open, man. Multnomah County sheriffs, those guys are, I don't even know how to put it into words. It's like an internal fraternity with guns. The Brotherhood of the Strong Arm is one of the groups. I don't even know what they're calling themselves these days inside that jail down there. It's fucked up. We need to crack it open. Crack that motherfucker open. I have no idea what the hell's going on in there. It's been a while since I've heard anything about people being killed in there in the jail. Used to hear about it all the time, and they were killing people in there. 26234, amends charter, establishes ombudsperson function in county auditor's office. Question, should charter establish ombudsman function in auditor's office to impartially investigate complaints about county administrative actions, make reports requiring response? Why not? Why not? It sounds like good housekeeping to me. Let's anything that expose what the fuck these guys are doing and we're paying them for it to do it. Good. 26235, amends charter, auditor unrestricted access information requires right to audit clause. Sure. We're going to audit your ass. Yes. 26236, amends charter review committee qualifications, appointment length, requires public engagement. Question, should charter require county board to appoint charter review committee by commissioner district for 18-month process with public engagement? I guess. So they're doing 18-month and then okay, I'll vote yes. City of Portland. 26228, amends charter, changes Portland government structure and process for electing city officials. Question, should administer manage city governments, 12-member council, 3 from each district, make laws, voters elect officials using ranked choice process? I'm going to vote yes on this one. As I've said, I like ranked choice voting. The 12-member council, I actually was envisioning 2 people from each district in 5 districts. I think South Macadam, they've called themselves, we created this new district in the southern part of downtown Portland called South, not Southwest. I think we should give consideration to the S of South, which is that little area that I've described, South Waterfront. I mean, they are kind of separate. So I don't know. Technically I would be envisioning 5 districts with 2, which would be 10 people, and then the mayor would make 11. So you have 11 odd number vote on the votes. But that's all right. You wanted 12, and then you want the mayor, and it's okay. I mean, there's a lot of people that are all freaked out about those changes. Like I said, I like anything that is trying to improve a voting method, and it's an alternative to voting method. You know, I ain't a boomer. I'm Gen X for the record, but I mean, I ain't a boomer where I want things to remain the same when it comes to election integrity and voting methods. I'm actually a change agent when it comes to that. And the young folks, I think it's young folks, whoever this Charter Review Commission that kicked this referendum down to the voters, I think that's good work what you guys did. Somebody said they thought it was a gift, and everybody was shitting their britches about all these big changes and all this crap, and Proud Boys are going to get elected. I saw that on Twitter. One of the people that I interact with was saying, oh, this is going to elect Proud Boys. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? First of all, there's like 6 Proud Boys in Portland. I think there might be 12 in Vancouver, or maybe 24 in Vancouver. They were all coming from Vancouver. They're not in Portland. And they sure in the fuck ain't going to get elected to Portland City Council, you dipshits. No, it doesn't happen that way. Metro 26225 renews local option levy, protects natural areas, water quality, and fish. Normally, you know, as an environmentalist and conservationist my whole life, I would be supportive of that. I'm not happy with Metro. I'm very disappointed with Metro. I think you guys are dropping the ball on a whole bunch of stuff, including low-income housing and mental health establishment. Facilities. Let's build little clinics where you got the low-income housing up above and you got the clinics, psychiatrists, counselors, and doctors down below. These need to be all over the place. When you build 100 units or 200 units, make a health clinic with psych evaluations and help and assistance down below. We got to re-envision and redo what we're doing. We can't depend on OHSU because all they care about is profits. We can't depend on Providence because all Providence is doing is caring about profits. And then they're pressuring all the nurses to get mandates, and the nurses are leaving. So everybody's saying, well, we need Medicare for all. Well, we don't have nurses for the health system we have now. You want to expand the healthcare